Yo, what's going on, guys? And today we just found out Jabari Parker has just signed a deal, according to Shams, with the Boston Celtics. It is a 2-year deal, they are saying. And this is so funny. The former number 2 overall pick has agreed to a 2-year deal with the Celtics. Sources says Parker, a career 14.8 points per game scorer, gives Boston some depth in the front court area. And this is awesome. A 2-year deal for Jabari Parker, a guy who basically basically this is the perfect scenario for him to have a resurgence or to have any possibility of carving out a further role into his NBA career. And I say that because, let's be honest, besides those first few years in Milwaukee, where in his third season before he had another knee injury, he was averaging 20 points per game, shooting 36% from 3 on 3.5 attempts a game. We haven't seen that guy since then. He's just been about 15 point scorer per night. So with that being said, what's the floor with Brad Stevens as his coach? And I say immediately, I don't know if you remember this, Evan Turner's on this team, and Evan Turner, when he was traded to the Boston Celtics from the Indiana Pacers, actually, he wasn't traded. He actually signed. I correct myself. He was traded from Philadelphia to Indiana, and then he signed with Boston. And if you look at his 2 years in Boston, he was a guy who dished out 6.5 assists in his best season, but got around 9 to 10 points, had a steal game. And I'm not saying he's going to be those numbers, but I think he's going to be in that Evan Turner role, playing 25, 27, 28 minutes a night, who will be going in there grabbing about 6 to 7 boards, 8 boards a night. Like last time we saw our man Jabari Parker, it was during this past year in Sacramento. We saw him play 3 games, and we're not going to use that. We're going to use the example of his 2019 to 2020, where he had 38 games, and his 2018 to 2019, and that's 14 point scorer with about 24 to 25 points a night. And sorry, I got a call. So with that being said, if we look at his past 2 years before this season, he has played about between 24 to 26 minutes a night, and he's about a 50% field goal shooter and a 30% 3-point shooter, with shooting about 3 points attempts a game. I don't know why I struggle to say that. And he grabs about 6 to 7 boards a night. And that's what we're going to see. We're going to see Jabari Parker be told, just take either easy 2-point buckets around the rim or take a 3-point shot. That's what Brad Stevens is going to tell him. And then just focus on getting rebounds, blocks, and steals. Okay, don't worry about being a scorer unless you have an open shot. That's what they're going to tell him. And I think, again, the 24 to 28 minutes a night range is going to be exactly what he's going to be getting, I believe, at most. And at least we're going to be seeing him 15 to 20 minutes a night. And Evan Turner is a perfect assistant coach to be telling him what to do. Like, look what I did in the 2014 to 15 season and the 2015 to 2016 season, and how he seemed like he was a valuable role, especially if you look in the playoffs. He came in not like clutch, but he played a role. And I'm not saying he was perfect. I think the role Evan Turner played is the bare minimal of what Jabari Parker could be for the Boston Celtics. And I think Jabari Parker, he's actually one of my favorite players. He's actually my screensaver for my Zoom. If you see me on Zoom and a few of my accounts, and for my Gmail, one of my Gmails, it's actually Jabari Parker is the guy who's there. So it's kind of funny. But yeah, Jabari Parker, definitely when you look at the Boston Celtics rotation, I think he fits in well. And they're also getting rid of Moe Wagner, who averaged nearly 6 points and 3 rebounds this season and was productive with Washington, but hasn't really played with the Celtics. But I digress. That's really not what we're here to talk about. I just want to see how he would fit in this lineup now that if he's going to be playing front court help, which means he's probably going to be playing small ball 5 and power forward. And really, I see him working into this lineup where Sheme Ojale, I think I'd rather have a Jabari Parker or Sheme Ojale, throw him next to Tristan Thompson, Jabari Parker, Grant Williams. Damn, I actually don't know if I want Grant Williams in there. I probably want Peyton Pritchard, Romeo Langford, Evan Fournier, Jabari Parker, and Tristan Thompson. That's a nice lineup. I fuck with that as the second unit lineup right there. And again, if we want what we're going to see, probably 14 points at most a night, dishing out about 2 to 3 assists a night, getting a steal and a block a game, maybe grabbing at least 5 rebounds a night to 7 rebounds, and shooting 30% from 3 and 50% from the field, and playing between 20 and 28 minutes a night off the bench. Being a spot starter when called upon and all that good stuff like Gouda. But yeah, and I think, what does this help him? How does this help him? So I think the way it helps him is this team now becomes, in my opinion, a guy that is perfect for them, and a guy that everyone's going to be like, damn, Jabari Parker. Haven't seen that guy in a minute. So pretty cool to think about. He's probably going to be there, I think, a really big part of this team. And I've always been a big fan of Jabari Parker. I don't know if you guys know this. He's actually a Mormon. Nothing wrong with it. Just didn't know that. I didn't know he's a Mormon, which is interesting. There's nothing wrong, but supposedly if you're reading his Wikipedia page, he supposedly carries the Book of Mormonism everywhere he goes. So, hey, let's hopefully we see the guy that he was when he was a rookie. How cool would that be? I think that would be pretty gnarly. Well, that's it for me today, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy this little ramble. They're going to win and go to at least the conference finals.